Hi everyone, it's Jen from Books, Bargains, Blessings, and I'm here with the What Sold in May video. I'm going to try to keep up on these, and hopefully soon I'll be selling enough that I can do one every week or two. First off this is a package of Puffy stickers from the 1980s. I did take a best offer on it. It was, I sold it, I think, for $14.99, and my parents were the original owner. They opened a little, like, toy and hobby store when I was a kid. Obviously, since these are not actual Smurf people, I mean, you know, I don't even remember these characters, but somebody wanted them. I mean, Johan, Sabrina, Peewit, I don't remember them at all. But somebody wanted this, and, you know, I've found that stickers from the 1980s do well. Some do better than others. And so there's a lesson of something that sells for this video, because I was shocked when I found it out, and I still have my whole sticker collection from when I was a kid in the 1980s, and I never took them off the paper. So, you know, that's something I've been selling here and there as I go along. This is a Kingwood, West Virginia cookbook. I took a best offer of $7 for it. I paid $1 for it. I kind of regret selling it, but you know, I'm okay with the profit. I just kind of regret it because a friend's mother, who is one of the best cooks I've ever tasted her stuff, had some recipes in it. So if I ever find another one of these, I'm keeping it. Years ago, I was told that some cookbooks do better than others, and I don't know if that still holds true or not, but I still keep an eye out for Presbyterian cookbooks and Junior Club, like Junior Women's League, whatever it's called, I don't know. And this is a Presbyterian church from Sewickley, Pennsylvania cookbook from 1980. It sold for $14.99, and I believe I paid $1 for it. I think this was my longest listed item. I started a store, oh gosh, I don't know, maybe 2013. I know this was in that then. It sold for $8.99. It's some kind of a puff picture. I will never pick up a puff picture from Current again. I was so sick of looking at this thing. I actually did a jig when it sold, even though it wasn't for that much. This is a completed cross-stitch grandma stocking. I found it at a thrift store last year for $2.50. I sold it for $34.99. I am a cross-stitcher myself, so I know some of the ways to... Well, that's not showing it for you. I know what good cross-stitch looks like, and, you know, I was able to say this was done extremely well. This is another cross-stitch stocking. It sold for $34.99. I believe I paid $1 for it because it says Steve on it. Well, there are people named Steve out there, and I don't shy away from nice items that have names on them because people do buy these things. And $35, I cannot complain about that. And it sold within 2 months of listing. I sold this during a sale, so I believe I got about $15 for it. This is a cross-stitch pattern, and it did have the buttons in it, but it was just a pattern for somebody to make this. And honestly, looking at it, I could pretty much do it without needing a pattern, but, you know, there again, you have copyright infringement and all that, so, you know, maybe I don't know, but... Oh, cute! It says spooky here. I never even noticed that. That's adorable. So anyway, do keep an eye out for cross-stitch patterns. Halloween ones seem to do really well. I paid 10 cents for this keychain and sold it on a sale. I was doing a 25% off sale almost like right as soon as it listed, and it sold for $7.50. I'd had this coffee mug for quite some time. I was doing the 25% off sale, and it sold for $11.24. I was talking about Terrence Nolan and the Dimple Designs Wee Beasties. This is another cross-stitch pattern I sold of his. I believe I took a best offer of $60 for it, and I am very happy with that. I paid a quarter for it, so, you know, and this is just the pattern. It is not the completed item, so I have no problem with taking that much for a pattern. I found this for 10 cents at a Goodwill some time ago. I just love the 1980s, and, you know, rainbows are now, you know, a pride symbol, and I knew this would sell eventually, and it sold for $9.99. Another cross-stitch pattern. This one only sold for $8.49, but I believe I paid 25 cents for this. And one of the things that I did in the title was I named as many dogs as possible. I have Cocker Spaniel, Beagle, Shih Tzu, Chow, Schnauzer, more in the title. This sold on best offer for $20. It is in very, very poor condition. I mean, look at this. But what it is a very rare scratch and sniff sticker collector poster from the 1980s. I mean, just look at this. You know, there's stains, there's wrinkles, there's... The lady who bought it was very happy with it. Like I said, it's rare. And 1980s stickers and the memorabilia associated with them do sell. And I found I was the original owner. I was going through a couple of boxes of stuff in the garage from yard sales from the 1980s, and I almost threw this out, and I thought, no, even though it's in bad shape, I bet it will still sell. And I have no idea where I got this, you know, what I paid for it, because it was mine from, you know, probably when I was 10 years old, so that's over 30 years ago. I believe I told you all about the box of, or the huge lot of cross-stitch and craft items I bought off of Craigslist for $65. The one kit I sold in April, and it sold for $60. This is another cross-stitch pattern out of that. It's a John Deere Tractors cross-stitch pattern booklet. It is just the patterns. You know, the people need to make them themselves, and I sold it for $24.99 almost as soon as I listed it. I was hoping for a lot more for this one. It is a sorority cookbook from Texas A&M. Tri-Delta. I thought that there would be some Tri-Delta member that would really, really want this. I sold it on best offer after having it on for over 2 years at $15. But I believe I paid $1 for it, so I'm not complaining. I do it too. I list things and then I cannot find them. Thankfully, an online friend of mine who also sells cross-stitch patterns had one of these, and I paid her what I got for the sale, and we both were happy because I didn't get a defect, and she sent me the tracking number. But yes, this is a Lizzie Kate. They have now gone out of business. You cannot buy Lizzie Kate cross-stitch patterns in stores anymore. I mean, you might be able to if it's old stock, but they are not producing any more patterns. They are not doing any more orders. What's out there is what's there. I listed this for $16.99. I got full price for it. And even my friend was amazed I sold it for that much. So I know where it is. I found it just the other day, over a month after it sold. But thankfully, my friend had one. I didn't get a defect or anything. So I need to relist this. So what sells within 2 days of listing? Well, I can tell you one thing. Crystal Light tubs did. I absolutely love the Crystal Light iced tea sweet tea. And I drink a pitcher almost every day. And yes, I know it's got artificial sweetener in it, and I shouldn't, but, it's a vice. I know it. Anyway, I was trying to make some room in the house, and I emptied out all of these Crystal Light containers. I took a picture of them, and they all include lids. They're the larger size. Some Crystal Light containers have like 4 or 5, I can't remember how many packets in it, but these had the 6, and they sold on best offer within 2 days because I wanted them out of the house. I took the first offer that came in, and I sold them for $15, and that's not bad for something I was just going to throw in the trash. Cookbooks were popular in May. This is an 80 Years of Good Cooking West Virginia Extension Homemakers Spiral Cookbook, and it sold for $13, and I probably paid $1 or less. This is another one of the CDs that I bought a huge amount of last year at 10 cents each. They were brand new, and I sold this for $10. I sold 2 of these right after I listed them. They weren't on for more than 4 days. They're the 2-ounce Demitasse ornament from STARBUCK. I bought these in the airport in Houston on the way home from visiting my friend out in New Mexico. I'd sold to him on eBay 20 years ago, and we finally met back in April. And one of these sold for $10, which was, I didn't make much on it. I should have not allowed it to go on sale that quickly. And the other one I sold for $15. Continuing with my Starbucks theme, I sold the last of my Budapest You Are Here coffee mugs that I bought when I was in Budapest last year. This is another one of the CDs that I had picked up at 10 cents each. $10, 10 cents, not bad. When we were coming home from New Mexico, we stopped at a Goodwill outlet near the airport, near our home airport. It's about 2 hours away, so we don't get there often. I saw this the moment I stepped in the door. It's a mid-century modern, I don't know how to say it, Kajfranck, Frank, Arabia, Finland enamelware bowl with hearts. I knew this would do well. I was over to pick it up in a flash. I did not want anybody getting this. They do have quite the price range on eBay. Mine was not in a super great condition. You can see some of the flecks and, the different things. Here's a place where some of the paint was chipped. So it was not in great condition. But I still knew it would sell. This is a great graphic. And it sold for $69.99 to somebody in, I believe it was Thailand, who paid that much to have it shipped there. And the last item that sold in May was another Halloween costume from the lot of Halloween costumes that I bought some time ago. It sold for $12.95. Oh no, this one sold at best offer. It sold at $10. I paid $1 for it. I just want these things out of here now. So that's all for me. Thanks for watching.